YouTube. Welcome back to another Nova Speakeasy. I'm Nova, as most of you guys know. I got the chance to see the new Uncharted movie. However, I had to push this back a little bit for the main reason that we all did. Batman. But gladly I was able to watch this movie, and I gotta say I enjoyed the new Uncharted film starring your friendly neighborhood Spider-Man. Wait, hold up. I mean Tom Holland and Mark Wahlberg playing his plain old self of Mark Wahlberg. And I gotta say that this Uncharted film was okay. It wasn't the best or the worst, but I can say that it could have been better. But I won't complain that much about it. Before I start anything about the movie, I do want to say I haven't played none of the Uncharted games. I seen clips of them and did a little bit of research after the movie. I think that's the best way you could watch this movie, because I'm pretty sure it was the director's intent that you didn't really have to watch or play the games before entering this movie. You could know it and enjoy it, but I say the best way to watch it is do nothing. Literally go in there blind. And from what I say, they did change a lot of parts of the game. Like, they kept it from the last game to forward, because the last game was basically like a prequel, like showing more of the backstory of the games. And I think that was fine. But like most people have been saying, they don't feel like the same characters. And I do see that a lot. And I would say the same, because for me, Mark Wahlberg Sully was basically just Mark Wahlberg, because I just see him from the 10 movies. And it's basically just him with a different type of accent, I guess. And it's funny in that way, because I see Tom Holland as just Spider-Man in this movie. It's literally just Spider-Man, but with a different name. It's funny how that plays out, because I ain't really see him as this type. It does show him a little change in environment, not like he did in the Devil movie, but it does really show a lot new perspective on Tom Holland, and his New York accent is okay. Besides that, I believe these two build chemistry. I think that's the best part of the film, that they do build chemistry throughout it. And I do like that part of how they grow and learn to trust each other at the end. I want to talk about also Antonio Banderas. And I think he carried the film. I honestly think that he's the best villain I gotten since, what, a long time for these action films, to be fully honest. Besides, like, from the Marvel and DC world, he's one of the best villains I see in a movie. And I do want to say that his motive in the movie was pretty well done. I think, besides the wealth part, I do see his motive that he wants to build his name. Like, this is his name that we're talking about, and we overthink of how our name means to us. Our name basically represents us and who we are morally and as a person, if that makes sense. Where morals, that it shows what you can do, but as a person, who are you? And your name represents that. And I think that's the best way to represent this villain, and I really do like it. I had a personal connection with it, and I always remember him from being Puss in Boots, I think, and in the Expendables. I love seeing him. So I think he was perfectly cast as the villain. It actually felt like some Uncharted villain. He also had his partner, like this girl from Sabrina. She got her little wand. Oh, I'm sorry. Hold up. Yeah? Oh, my mistake. She had her little knife, and she was good in the film. I'm not going to deny her acting skills. I think she did perfect, but I think she was poorly written. I didn't see a connection with her, honestly. And I'll talk about that part more later on in the spoiler part. Before I enter more of the spoiler type, I do want to say the suspense of the film was pretty good, and it was rare to see that in multiple types of movies. And the suspense wasn't like, oh my god, who's gonna die? It's the suspense like, who can you really trust in the film? And I think that's the perfect aspect. And reminding you guys from my Death of the Nile, the suspense of who done it was played out pretty good. And this film does the exact same thing of who can you trust in the film, because they make you feel like Sully is not going to be the one you could trust, but we all know from the games that he's like the best friend of Nate. And the only person that you could really fully trust is our protagonist of Nate Drake, because he didn't do it for them. Like, he did it for himself to know that he wanted to do something that him and his brother wanted to do for many years. Uh, but that was a nice touch that the directors played out and how creative they were able to do it with all the characters in this movie. I guess the movie layout as well was pretty cartoony, like in Fast and Furious, where like a building could fall on you and you could miraculously survive it. I think that played a lot in this film, and it also gives you a tone of natural treasure alongside that, where you can do multiple searching for a treasure story and have a lot of quips and jokes all within it. And I think that brought more homage to me because I used to watch Natural Treasure a lot. The visuals, though, were pretty bad. I'm not going to say bad. I think decent enough is a better word. I really see some of the green screens that played out through the scenes. There's also bad choreography for the fights. It's not that great. I hope in their second film they do a way better job. I think I do want to say that they did take inspiration from the games. I do think they did pretty well in that aspect, on keeping their storyline straight, keeping same images or cut scenes like the airplane scene from the trailer that kept it basically the same. And I'm glad to say that there's no true love interest in this film, kinda. And I might get into that a little bit later on. Just put a pin on it for a second. Now we're in our spoilers section. If you're gonna watch this movie, don't. And if you weren't anyways, good. Because I want to say this from the get-go, that this motherfucking trailer was the whole motherfucking movie. You can watch this fucking trailer a few times and you know how this movie plays out and ends. And here's the most bullshit thing I ever heard. That the post-credit scene, the post-credit scene, is in this motherfucking trailer as well. What? What are you thinking, Sony? Is it fucking Sony? I'm looking at you, fucking Sony. You done this fucking to us multiple times. There's no reason of why you should have the whole movie in the trailer. If you do, why the hell you do the post-credit scene as well? You did an amazing Spider-Man 2 type of trailer again. I hate you so much. After that whole rant of the Uncharted film being in the whole trailer, I had to rewatch the trailer once again. The movie once again. And I didn't know how to start this spoiler thing. I think the best way to start is from the end, because I don't think they said that much from the end part in the trailer. And I would say the villain Antonio Banderas' character was killed off, plain out killed off at the end. I hate it. I really do. I thought he had the perfect Uncharted villain character arc, not only for the money but for his name. I loved it as a moviegoer. I was really connecting to this character. I understand his motive. And the girl from Sabrina kills him, snaps the neck, not even snap the neck, puts her knife in his neck. Why? I don't see the reason of why you do that. I know that this movie was playing on who you could really trust in the film, and I love the idea that you can show who you can really trust from the hero's perspective, but also in the villain's perspective, because that does show symbolism and connection between these two characters, and I do like that. It's just that I didn't want Antonio Banderas to leave. It's just that I didn't want him to die by that in that way. It just sucks, to be honest. I also can go more in depth into the Sully and Nate characteristics in through scene and how they build chemistry. From the museum scene, you see how Sully just leaves Nate there just to fight by himself, and I think that was pretty interesting. That was also from the games as well, from what I'm hearing. I really liked that. It was pretty funny for me. Then going on to them going to a different country, to Spain, to find out that he also has another partner who has the key for this treasure. I like that character, Fraser, I think her name was. It was pretty nice to have those three together, knowing that they want to find the treasure. But can you really trust Sully? Can you really trust Fraser? How much can Nate trust both of these people? And it does backfire on Nate a little bit when they go to, I think it was Spain, when they went underground and they just found pillars of salt. And Fraser just smacks him dead. I just found it funny. If they put like a kaboom sound, it would have been hilarious. But it's an Uncharted film, so I'm not going to take that in perspective. To continue on with the Nate and Sully characterization and chemistry, I guess, it does play out good at the end where Sully saves Nate instead of saving his gold. It does play out, and I love how Nate finds a way, even though he got mad that Sully didn't tell him about his brother dying in that point in the film. And they found a way to fight against the villains together and find a way to get out, and Sully saving Nate was perfect. I think it was a little cliche of how they presented it. It could have been done better, but it was alright. I could see it happening. But like good karma, like all these cliche movies do. Even though Sully did the right choice, he also got his second choice of Nate getting some gold because he's a pot picker and he could put it in his pockets somehow, But it was pretty good. I liked their chemistry, like I said. It felt amazing when you were watching it. But like I said, with chemistry, I think it looked better on the scene than me explaining it. But I think it did pretty good when you were in the seat and watching it. If you're gonna watch this film, please just watch it for that chemistry. Cause I could see how they could keep doing this for another 1 or 2 films. Now I just want to get to the post-credit scenes. They do hint at another film coming up. They show that Sam, the brother of Nate, is alive. And I think that was a nice touch. It does play off to the games. And I want to see how they play out. Because they also did a second post-credit scene that we see in the goddamn trailer. Let me get away from the trailer for a second. But they did show that they're going to find this Nazi map hinting from, I think, the first game, where they were looking for a tomb of a Nazi to do, like, existential life, I guess. I don't know the games. But they're going to see this Nazi map, and they want to do some discovery, and I guess Sam will be part along this trip. I guess they're going to do, like, a Nazi-themed treasure hunt with a prison break. Another cartoony thing. But I really want to see how they play out. I think they have a creative director. They have to fix up some things from this first film. I think they have to improve a lot. But for me, watching it twice now, I would say I give this film a good 6 out of 10. And I think I'm being a little generous. But a 6 out of 10, I think it deserves it. I think not knowing the games as much, it made me enjoy it a little bit more. If I played the games, I'd probably rank this a little much lower. But I would say that this was a decent film. I say you could watch it once and watch the trailers just to remind you of it, and you'll be pretty set. Thank you guys for watching. If you did like this video, please sub and subscribe to us. It does mean a lot. And I'll see you on the next podcast or video. Bye.